Where the magic happens. If you've never been to a prenatal appointment, first thing you do is pee in the cup.
And she just yawned and she went to sleep.
Yeah, she was yawning in the ultrasound, huh?
Yep.
Diamond just looked at the ultrasounds. Did you like your sister? I'm gonna let you guys hear the conversation.
Yeah, there are two things, none of them important, but I'm telling you because I'm going to put it in my report.
Okay. Say, please subscribe. Peace up. 8 times down.
Click this button right here, right here, right here.
So I just made it to my doctor's appointment. I am 2 minutes late. I just got out of the shower, which means I peed before I got in the shower, which means I don't have to pee. So I'm gonna have to grab this drink on the door, down it, so I can pee for my pee test. This fell off, so I'm gonna leave this in the car. Just my hoodie that's around my waist. OOTD. I got this Adidas shirt, Adidas leggings, and my nail shop sandals because I'm gonna go get my nails done after this. Let's hope this back door is open. So let's see how my appointment goes. So this is where the magic happens. If you've never been to a prenatal appointment, first thing you do is pee in the cup. I don't have to pee, so I'm gonna try to squeeze some out. Of course, you got soap, wet ones, and then you put the urine into the door so you don't have to carry it out. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, when I say I didn't have to pee, I really didn't have to pee. So I literally have a little bit. That should be enough because they're just trying to check your ACG levels, which makes sure that you are still pregnant. And then the towelettes in the basket are basically obstetrical towelettes. It's basically the vagina towelettes to wipe. Then you take and you just open this door. Sit it in there. Okay, so we just checked my blood pressure and my weight. I'm 164.9, so I still only gained 4 pounds. Ironically, on the cruise or after the cruise, I was 160 pounds, or no, 146 pounds, like butt naked with no wig on. And now with clothes on and a wig on, I'm 164. So I'm guessing I lost 2 pounds. I don't know how, but yeah, blood pressure was fine. And then they told me that the next appointment, which will be in June, is when I do the glucose test with the drink that tastes funny, and that should be in June. So I have to remember to schedule my appointment for after we come back from our trip, because we will be gone for a week. I have a bad habit of scheduling an appointment and not making sure the date I'm free. So, which happened with my last appointment. So I'm gonna make sure with that. But today, hopefully I'll get an ultrasound and check on baby. But I don't have to get undressed. She said just sit down and he'll come in. So we'll see. And just like that, I am done. I just went to go pay for parking and I didn't have to pay for parking. So whenever you go somewhere and you're able to be in and out, especially a doctor's appointment, without paying parking, then you know you were not there long. My appointment was at 2:30. I got in the door about 2:35 and it is now 2:45. Or is it 2:45? Let's see, what time is it? Yeah, so that was a really quick appointment. The only thing we really had, and that once you get out of first trimester, you'll have a lot of appointments where nothing new. So my phone keeps cutting off. I don't know why, but yeah, if you are pregnant or will be pregnant in the future, you will find that in your second and even in your third trimester, you'll have a lot of appointments where it's pretty much mundane, the same thing, and nothing really new comes up. So this was just kind of one of those like check up, like we haven't seen or heard from the baby in a month. So let's just make sure your ACG is right, which is pretty much going to make sure that you are not losing the baby, because if your ACG is not as high as it should be, then that usually means you're miscarrying. And then your blood pressure, to make sure you're not walking around here, you know, in a medical emergency. Your weight, to make sure that you are not, you know, gaining weight at a rapid pace, or, you know, just the normal stuff. And then, like I say all the time, what I like about this doctor is every single time I come in, we get an ultrasound. So I was able to do ultrasound on the belly, which I like, being able to just see the baby and just see her moving around. She is really developing. You can see her limbs and stuff very, very, very clear now. The only thing is, I feel like usually I wouldn't show you guys the entire prenatal appointment, and the one time I do, I get duped. The printer for the what is it called? I just said it. The printer for the printer for the ultrasound machine was out of paper. So he did the ultrasound. He tried to print, it didn't work. He called the nurse in to come in, refill the paper, and in the process, the picture deleted. I had already like cleaned the gel off of myself and like put my sandals back on. And so he's like, oh, and he was gonna redo it. And I was like, it's okay. And the only reason I said it was okay was because, number one, I seen it and I knew she was okay. And number two, I have my anatomy scan tomorrow at this time, so those pictures will be much more clear, because those will be hopefully in 3D and more detailed, and hopefully it'll be more. Whereas with this place, obviously it's just a regular ultrasound machine, so they're kind of fuzzy. So yeah, I didn't really care. Normally I would, but because I'm literally going in 24 hours to see the baby even more detailed, I'm fine. The only news I got today is that the second DNA test that he did came back normal. I don't know if I told you guys that in the last appointment last month, but he did not a DNA test, the Down syndrome test. He got blood the last time I came in, just to check the baby, because my anatomy scan got pushed back. He said, let's just go ahead and do the blood test you would do at the anatomy scan, just, you know, for formalities, even though we had already tested for that. And so we basically have had two Down syndrome tests, and they both said no Down syndrome. And then I made my appointment for next week. Ironically, she did try to make the appointment on the day that I fly back, which is what happened on my last appointment. I was flying back from Louisiana and my appointment was that day, so I was able to push it back 2 days, so that way that'll work out. So yeah. Good morning, guys. So today is Friday. I think it's like the 17th, 18th, 17th. I think it's the 17th. I have a doctor's appointment. Today is the big day. You guys know I have been waiting to get my anatomy scan for baby girl. I am 22 weeks, 1 day. And yeah, I'm actually early. I got here about 20 minutes early. I've been sitting here for about 5 minutes. I brought some cherries and 2 bottles of water. Just because I was feeling dehydrated. So I'm about to kill this one right here, and then I have another one in my bag. I'm pretty sure the wait is going to be a little bit, but I did do first available. So I'm going to go ahead and go in so that I am still at least like 10 minutes early. Okay, so I don't want to show my information, but I just finished. I've been here for like an hour and a half. I'm so tired, but she looks like Diamond to me so far. She's saying I'm measuring 11 days earlier, so she went to go look at my other stuff. But as far as all the pictures and stuff, everything looks good. Heartbeat, her brain, she measured bones, heartbeat again, confirmed the gender, using the umbilical cord, the sac, literally 25 minutes of going through everything in detail. So I'll pull you guys back up at the car and talk to you guys a little bit more. Okay, so I got here about 15 to 20 minutes to 9. It is 11:56 and I'm exhausted. I should have brought coffee. I thought I was doing good by bringing 2 bottles of water, but I've already peed twice. But the positive thing is that I see my baby, and that's all that matters. They did give me a appointment to come back in a month. I don't remember having a follow-up with my other kids, so I'm a little bit nervous, but the ultrasound portion is over. I'm waiting for the actual formal doctor to come in. I believe the formal name of the person who gives the ultrasound for genetic scanning is a periodontologist. I could be wrong. I'm a little bit scatterbrained at the moment because I'm tired. But sorry if my phone, I got a call. But yeah, I'm a little bit tired. I'm not used to being up at 7:30 in the morning, to be honest, because I go to sleep so late. And then I've also been doing a great job at uploading and filming. I've gotten a video up every day this month, and I'm actually 2 videos ahead. So I have 2 to get up today since I get home. So it's definitely wearing me out, daily uploading. I am exhausted. I was exhausted yesterday, and I thought I would feel better today, but I am exhausted today. Nonetheless, work is going good. But yeah, I've already seen the periodontologist, if I'm saying that right, and everything looked good. But I know that when I did these appointments with my other 2 kids, you see the periodontologist and then you go over everything with an actual doctor. So I have to wait 20 minutes for the doctor to come over. She's over at the hospital because this is like the perinatal, or I don't know what you call it, but basically it's where you come to get these ultrasounds, and it's next door, like attached to the hospital. So hopefully 20 minutes really means 20 minutes because I'm tired. But yeah, I just want to make sure that everything is okay. She did say I'm measuring 11 days bigger, so I'm so scatterbrained. I can't even think, does that mean the baby comes 11 days sooner? She also did mention, which I also knew already, that most babies come between 38 and 39 weeks. Most babies don't actually come 40. Diamond came at 38, Cody came at 39. I'm assuming this one would come between those 2 weeks. But yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna let you guys hear the conversation.
All right, so this is the thing. You had the blood work that told you genetically things are good.
Yes.
All right, perfect. Now, there are 2 things, none of them important, but I'm telling you because I'm going to put it in my report.
Okay.
The 6-week ultrasound, I don't trust.
Okay.
Because it takes a very, very professional measurement that
Yes.
I don't believe everybody does have.
I agree.
So, I am going to go with the due date we have from you.
Okay.
But I will bring you back to confirm this due date.
Okay.
So the reason you're coming back is because of that.
Okay.
Second thing is, in the brain we have, they are called ventricles.
Okay.
Ventricle has some of like a, how do I call it? It's like a sponge thingy that makes the water that goes in. It's not the water. It's the fluid that is fills up the ventricle.
Okay.
Sometimes we see small cysts, meaning little bitty fluid area.
Okay.
The only significance of that is genetically.
Okay.
But if you do have an NIPT that is negative, that means nothing then.
Okay.
Okay? And over time it goes away. And even if it doesn't go away, it has no effect on the brain function for the baby.
Okay.
Okay? So essentially we could ignore that.
Okay. I had the same thing with my oldest son. I think he had a sister, but they said the same thing. That
because
it didn't mean
there are
anything.
cysts at different places. Now,
Okay.
different places I would be concerned. In
Okay.
this place I am not.
Okay.
Because I don't have the result of your genetic testing, but you are telling me it is normal.
Yes, I see my doctor on Monday. He said everything
Perfect.
was normal.
Okay, so in that case, then I would worry about none of it. The
Okay,
only
yes.
reason you are coming back is just to make
The due
sure
date.
the date we are giving you today remains.
Okay. I just get nervous, but okay.
I know.
It's
That's
good news,
why-
but
exactly.
yeah.
That's why I'm telling you
It's good
so
news.
far. Congratulations. Be
Okay.
happy.
Thank
All right?
you.
Where are you parked, by the way?
In downstairs.
How long have you been waiting?
Since 9.
Give me your parking ticket.
Okay. So I just made it home. I'm killing a banana. And it's actually really good. I feel like my appetite is finally starting to pick up. At today's appointment, I was 167, but I had just drunk 2 bottles of water. I had my Ugg boots and my jacket on and glasses. So I'm gonna assume I'm still 165.
And she just yawned and she wanted to speak.
Yeah, she was yawning in the ultrasound, huh?
Yep.
Diamond just looked at the ultrasounds. Did you like your sister? Okay, let me see Jelly Bean. So this is Jelly Bean and what she's looking like. I'm not gonna show you guys a naked or bare image just because we got a lot going on down there. But recap, pretty much everything went well. Jelly Bean again is measuring 11 days bigger, which is cool. I know my due date isn't different just because I know exactly when I conceived, and I know the 3-day window of when my period started between the 15th and the 18th of December. I conceived on December 23rd, so I'm pretty much sure about that. But she is measuring 11 days bigger, so they want to see me one more time before they change the due date officially. To me, due dates mean nothing. Even the tech that did my ultrasound, she basically was saying the same thing. Due dates are just a marker or way for the doctors to mark and measure, you know, the progress of the baby. Somebody needs lotion. Nonetheless, I did sit in with the actual doctor, where she was all over the place. When she first came in, she was asking me about my diabetes, which I do not have diabetes, thank the Lord. So she had the wrong chart. Finally, she went in with the tech who did the ultrasound, and the lady wanted to see the doctor in her office or where she did the ultrasound before coming into me, and they closed the door, which made me freak out. So by the time she came back to me, I went ahead and turned the camera on because I just kind of wanted to make sure I could record everything that they were saying to me, just because you guys know when you think you're about to get some scary news, you kind of want to know that you heard things right and you want to have it recorded. Sorry, my wig is coming up and I'm ashy. I was out of here super early, but pretty much the doctor, the recap of what the doctor said is that the baby is measuring early, so they want to send you back solely for that reason and not for any scary reasons. Beyond that, my due date is still so my due date will probably be September 10th-ish, which I expected. I loved the idea of September 19th being the due date just because my birthday is September 18th. But I also knew and understood that, you know, she probably would come between 39, 38 weeks, ideally or generally speaking. So yeah, September 10th is probably going to be the due date. But I'm coming back 2 days after I get back from our trip in June to follow up and confirm that due date. The only scary news they gave is they gave it a name in something. I'll have it at the bottom of the screen. But basically, there is a cyst or a tiny cyst on the baby's brain. The reason that this didn't scare me too much is because the first thing she said is that it is benign. The reason that they kind of paired the anatomy scan via ultrasound with the actual blood work is because that kind of helps them for anything that they see kind of get a second opinion or double check anything that they think that they see. So pretty much because my blood work said that everything is good and there was no negative, that paired with the fact that they see small cysts on the brain pretty much means that the cysts are benign. It's also about the location of the cyst as well. So pretty much when I had Diamond, I went to a doctor, his name was Devore. He actually pretty much compared them to a pimple. He said, don't think of it as more than a pimple. It's a cyst, it's benign, there's nothing wrong, and we know that because of your blood work. It's not going to affect the baby. It's not going to grow. Most likely they'll be gone by the time you deliver the baby. If for whatever reason they're still there, it's still, again, just a lingering pimple with no effect on the baby at all whatsoever. Now, there are cysts on the brain that could mean bad things for your baby, but that's more so about the location of the cyst, as well as something would come up in your blood work as wrong with your baby. So I'm going to take it for what it is. With that news with Diamond, I definitely was super nervous about that. But because I've experienced that, and this is my second time getting that type of news, I was pretty much nervous. I did have that adrenaline rush. My body was like, you know, going into like that adrenaline mode, and I kind of, you know, was nervous. But by the time I got home, I kind of talked to myself, and I'm pretty much okay. It could be worse. Again, if it's benign, that's a blessing. Yeah, so other than that, the baby is healthy. We saw the heart, we saw her yawning, crossing her legs. They measured legs, brain, literally every part of the body. If you've never had the genetic scan, normally when you get a normal ultrasound, you're probably going to be getting the ultrasound for probably 5 minutes max. The genetic scan, you're getting the ultrasound for probably about 20-25 minutes. So it's literally like they're looking at the bones of the leg, they kind of measure it, they look at the head, they're looking at those little open spaces on the head, they're looking at the circumference of the head, they're measuring it. Each time they look at something, they take a picture of it. It's literally the most detailed and in-depth. It's literally the most detailed and in-depth scan probably anyone will ever get of their bodies, unless you get like a CAT scan or something when you're an adult. But yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. I was gonna go ahead and do this portion when I was driving home, but Derek was anxiously waiting for me to get back home so that he can go to the gym. And I kind of want you guys to see the babies today. Say hi.
Hi.
You got iPad? I left clothes out for them. Oh, okay. So when I showered this morning, Cody was up with me and she showered. Diamond did not shower. But I did leave clothes out for them, and clearly they didn't get dressed. So I've been at the doctor since 15 minutes to 9. I didn't leave till 11:30. It is now 11:50. So it's 12 o'clock, and we're finally going to get our day started. I'm going to go ahead and get them dressed for the day, get some food in our bellies. I really desperately want to go to the nail shop today, not tomorrow. So yeah, that's the end of this video. This was pretty much more so about prenatal appointments and checkups on the baby. Again, Jelly Bean is super big. I am 22 weeks 1 day, but again, we are measuring 11 days bigger. So really right now I don't know exactly what that means until my next appointment, but I definitely will but definitely be sure to stay tuned for the next prenatal appointment video, where I will kind of update you guys on the 2 appointments that I have scheduled for June. Yeah, so in June you probably will see me for the next prenatal video for June, and in that I have 1 doctor's appointment with my actual doctor, and in that one I'm going to be doing the I'm so out of it, I drew a blank, the glucose test with the drink for 1 hour. So I'll try to give you guys as much footage from that, and then from there I think literally 2 or 3 days later I have the appointment to reconfirm the gender of the baby with the place that I just came from the anatomy scan. And then I'm probably gonna go ahead and get a 3D ultrasound of the baby, just to you know, for fun, to see what she looks like at this point, which is something that I pay for out of pocket. That's not a doctor. So the next video will probably be those 3 things included. So make sure you're subscribed, like this video, and share it, and we'll see you in the next one. Say bye, kids.
Bye, kids. Bye, kids.
Say please subscribe. Peace up. A time down.
And click this button right here, right here, right here. Okay.
Say peace.
Make him.
Say cheese.
Cheese.